Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about using the FT70 on digital mode into a repeater. The first step you're going to do when you get the radio out of the box, you're going to be prompted to put in your call sign. It will take a few more characters than your call sign, and good practice, the guys on the repeaters like it, is to put part of your first name, or if you have a 4-letter or less first name in there, you can put that in there. So, I put, instead of Andrew, I put Andy in there, and they all know your name at that point, along with your call sign. Step 2, you're going to look for your repeater parameters. I looked on repeaterbook.com and found a local repeater. It's going to be frequency of 147.38, positive offset, and the digital ID for the input is 2, and it does not have a digital ID on its transmit. So I'll explain those in a second, but that's the parameters I came up with. So your first step to setting the frequency is to press the VFO memory button, which is located right here, VM, get it out of memory mode into VFO mode, and then type in your frequency that you would like. In this case, it's 147.380. It already put in the positive offset for me because the radio already has the defaults in there for certain frequencies. If it's above 147, it's usually a positive offset for standard, and if it's below 146, it's usually negative, just for reference in the future. The next step is to make sure you are in digital mode. There is a mode button right here in the corner. Press the mode button. Pressed it one time, it went from FM to DN. There should be a DN in the corner there of the display. Now we're in digital mode. The next step is to set the digital ID, or Dgid. That is kind of similar to the tones of accessing a repeater on FM, but this is a digital version of that. This particular repeater has a digital ID of 2 going in. So this time I'm going to long press the mode button. I already have T02 in there, which is correct for this repeater because I had set it before, but you can use your dial to set it to what you would like. 00 is open, like on an FM radio with no code. This particular repeater does not have a transmitting group or digital ID, so I'm leaving the receive to 0, but you have to use 2 to get into this repeater. To save this, if you were going to do a down link digital ID, press one time and it switches over. To save it, long press the mode button again. Now it goes back to the frequency display. So currently I have a frequency set in, positive offset, digital mode, and I have the transmit tone of 2. I should be able to access the repeater now. N8ARY testing. Okay, I saw the squelch tail come up from the repeater, so I know that I got into the repeater, or the hang time tail. Not really, I guess that's not a squelch tail, but it's...
It's on loud and clear, right? DMH mobile.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm just setting up a radio and I was testing to make sure it worked. Is it getting in there okay?
You're getting in as well as I can hear. I'm in a bowl at the moment, so I don't have the greatest reception on this machine. So, alright, well, and with that, I've also arrived at my destination. Thought I would just give you a bit of an update there. I think DMA.
Okay, thanks for the comeback. This is N8ARY completing the test. So it works. I actually did not have that scheduled. That was an unexpected response. So kind of serendipitous there. All right, that concludes setting up a frequency to get into the repeater. The next thing you might want to do is, if you would like to save it, it looks like you hold the V/M button in, and it will allow you to select a channel to save that frequency in. You can also change the name of the channel. Nice convenient feature of these radios. I love the naming on radios because you get more than a handful of channels in a radio and you just will not remember what's what. I mean, you have a tendency to remember the frequencies of the local repeaters if you use them often, but if they're repeaters you don't use much, it's great to just save that. So, but that's in a nutshell how to do that. It's a quick, short tutorial on how to get into a repeater with a digital radio. There's more features. There's all kinds of things you can do with these that, you know, might make you even happier. So my recommendation is to read through the manual pretty heavily, and I believe they're available for free online at yaesu.com. Have a good day, and I hope I helped you out with any questions.